Hi, welcome to this quick setup and gameplay explanation of Robin Hood, Hero of the People, which is a one-player adventure based on the story of Robin Hood. So to begin, separate the cards into different categories. So we've got Story 1, Story 2, Loot cards. These are King Richard cards with King Richard on the back. These are your character cards. They've got different characters written on the back, like so. And we've also got these Sherwood Forest cards. We've also got your bounty tracker and your bounty token as well. We'll get into that in a second. Once you've separated all the cards, take the Story 1 cards and give them a really good, thorough shuffle. Once you've done that, randomly remove 2 from the deck and put it back in the box because we won't need it this turn. Don't look at what it was. Then take your Story 2 cards and give them a really quick shuffle as well. And this time we'll randomly remove 1 from the deck, put that back in the box, and then get the Story 2 cards and put them in the top corner like so in the left, and then get the Story 1 cards and put them on top of the Story 2 cards. Alright, next we'll get the Loot cards and we'll give them a really good thorough shuffle, and we will put them in the top center of the playing area like so. We'll get your character cards next. Go through and find Robin Hood. So there's Robin Hood on the back, Robin Hood on the front, and pop him down there in front of you face up. The rest of the character cards are going to be placed up here in this right corner up here, and we're going to place them all face down like so. Okay, take your King Richard cards, there's only 3 of them, and put them face down in a line underneath the character cards. And underneath that, we've got your Sherwood Forest cards. Now, they don't need to be shuffled because they're all identical. All right, and we'll just pop them down here in the corner underneath the King Richard cards. And then lastly, we've got the bounty tracker. Leave that here in the bottom left corner. But important is to set the difficulty level, and you do that by placing the bounty token on one of these first 3 squares. So if you want an easy game, place it here on the green. If you want a medium difficulty level game, place it here on the yellow square. If you want a hard difficulty game, place it here on the red. So we'll put it here on the middle, just like that. Okay. And lastly, before you begin play, draw 3 cards from your loot deck. And this is now your starting hand, okay? And so now you're ready to begin playing. Robin Hood is played in 3 phases, and I'm going to go through each of these phases individually. All right, the first phase is the rob from the rich phase. So what you do, you draw 3 cards from the loot deck, and this represents the what you get out of robbing the rich. Okay, and so now we've got 6 cards in our hand. We've got 1 gold, we have 2 archery cards and 2 strength cards. Okay, what we do now is we play any 3 of these into our inventory in this space right here, okay, right in front of us. And these cards are going to be used in the next round in the action phase. We want to keep cards in our hand as well. They won't be used in the action phase, but they will be safe from being stolen or meddled with. Okay, so I'm going to put 1 of each. 1 gold, 1 archery, and 1 strength card into our inventory. Okay, after that, at the end of the rob the rich phase, it's important that you don't have any more than 5 cards in your hand, and we've got 3. Okay, so we don't have more than 5. That's fantastic, so we can leave them. If we had 6 or more, we'd have to discard 1 here. So we just create a discard deck right here next to the loot deck. All right, but we don't have that. So now we are ready to move on to the next phase, which is the action phase. Now we're in the action phase, and in the action phase we spend loot cards, and also we can use character skills discounts, I'll get into those in a second, to do one of many actions. Okay, so you'll notice each character, they have different skills, and everyone but Robin has a special ability as well. So for instance, you can see Robin has 3 different types of skill discounts. He's got 3 archery skills, 2 sword skills, and 2 influence skills that he can use to reduce the amount of cards he has to play to do different actions. And we can see, we'll grab here Alan. He's got 1 archery skill and he's got 1 strength skill discount, but he has a special ability, and that his ability, he can play an extra card. That's during the Rob the Rich phase. So instead of putting down 3 cards, he can put down 4. Okay, and all the other characters have their own skill discounts and different abilities. So we've got Robin now, and the first thing he can do is he can recruit one of the characters, one of the 6 other characters up here. And this is one of the main goals of the game. So if you can do it, it's important that you do, in order to quickly try and win. So we see here, recruit. This is for Alan and Dale. We need 1 archery and we need 2 gold to be able to do that. Now we do have 1 gold card, we have 1 archery, but that doesn't matter because Robin has 3 skills discount, but we don't have enough gold. If we look at Maid Marian, he's got 2 influence skills and 3 strength. Now Robin's only got 1 strength card. He doesn't have any strength discounts, so we can't recruit Maid Marian. In fact, we can't recruit any of the characters because they all require more than 1 gold. So being able to recruit a character is just one action you can do. You can also buy a Sherwood Forest card. Now, Sherwood Forest cards, once we've bought them all, they form your little Sherwood Forest outpost. And when you've done that, that'll immediately reduce the bounty by 200 gold. And it'll also protect your characters from being arrested later on in the game. And to purchase a Sherwood Forest card, it requires 2 strength cards or discounts. And again, we don't have 2 strength, and Robin Hood doesn't have any strength discounts. What we can also do is purchase one of these King Richard cards. Now these will give us special abilities that we can use throughout the game. So they all require 3 strength, and this one requires also 3 influence. This one will require 3 swords, and this one will require 3 strength, 3 swords, and 3 influence. So we can't get any of those. The last thing we can do is lower the bounty by 100 gold. And as we can see, all right, spend 3 influence to reduce the bounty by 100. Robin does have 2 influence skill discounts, but we don't have any more cards, so he wouldn't be able to do this either. If he had at least one influence card, we could spend the 1 influence card, use skill discounts, and we can reduce the bounty by 2. But at this stage of the game, it is quite early, and we have had probably should have put out this second strength. It's important. We've got 2 more strength cards in our hand, but because they're in our hand and not in our inventory, we can't use them. So probably should have put out 2 strength instead of 1 of each, but that's all right. That's a demo. If you can't, or you choose not to take any action, then what you do is you raise the bounty by 100. So once you've taken that 1 action, or you've raised the bounty, then it's time to move on to the next phase, which is the story phase. phase, this is where the story of Robin Hood plays out. And all we do is we draw one story card from the top and we look at it. And this one says feed the poor for 2 gold or increase the bounty by 100. Now you can choose to do one or the other if you wanted to keep your gold, or if you are unable to pay 2 gold, then you would increase the bounty by 100. So we've only got 1 gold. So even if we wanted to do it, we cannot do this. If we did have 2 gold, we would just discard them there like that to resolve the card. But we can't. So what we do is we raise the bounty by 100 again, and that story card is revealed. So after the story phase, it's now the beginning of the next phase. And really important, if you had recruited any other characters during that previous phase, you are able to swap them out. So all you do is if let's say hypothetically this was recruited, we put this one there, and then we put this one there. And now we play this round with this character. And this is where we can use their skill discounts, and we can also use their special ability. We only use the discounts and the special ability of the character that we are currently playing with. So if we had Will Scarlet also active, but we were playing with Alan Adale, we could not use Will Scarlet's ability or skill discounts for this round. Okay, so that's important to notice. And then we continue on like that. If at any time you have all characters recruited, and if we have the bounty at 500 or less, then that's it. You've won the game. You've won over the people, and you've won the game. If, however, the bounty ever gets to the last square here, 1,000, or if we draw the last story card and we haven't recruited all of our people, well then you lose the game, and you just set them up and start again. But that's basically it. That's how you play Robin Hood. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and thank you so much for checking out our Kickstarter.